records, and more. Brought to you by Howe, Patio, and Windows. They bring you premier windows, sunrooms, siding, and roofing in all of Southwest Michigan since 1983.
Dear Lord Baby Jesus, or as our brothers to the south call you, Jesus, we thank you so much for this bountiful harvest of Domino's, KFC, and the always delicious Taco Bell. I just want to take time to say thank you for my family, my two beautiful, handsome, striking sons, Walker and Texas Ranger, or TR, as we call him. And of course, my red-hot smoking wife.
I'm coming alive, I'm real when I'm on the rise. Yeah. You see the look in my eyes, it's going down right now. Yeah. And I'm taking my shot, way up at the top, up at the zone, we ain't gonna stop. It's going down right now. Get ready right now. Get ready right now. Get ready. It's going down.
What is going on? All right, so here's the deal, y'all.
Boy.
This show is going to be quite entertaining.
Someone
Paul,
stole our chairs.
Yeah, our chairs are going in. Thanks, Gary Howe. That's twice now we've lost our seats.
Yeah.
I guess he's saying we need to stand for a bit.
That's okay.
That's all right.
It's been a wild evening already.
It has. It's been entertaining. Paul is very tired. I'm tired. Everyone here is tired, and we're
little slap happy.
We're laughing. We're crying. We're laughing. It's good times. So welcome everybody to the show. We are on season 2, episode 2 of season 2. Yeah, that's a lot of twos. Woo!
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Ma. My name is Chad, and that's my partner, Paulie J.
I'm Paulie J.
Paulie.
Yo, Frankie.
Yo. I'm telling you.
Slide job!
Oh, we're slide jobbing this already. Guys, it's going to be an entertaining
Don't
show.
ever say slide jobbing again.
I'm telling you, this is a rowdy bunch up here. You good?
No.
Bye. Paul, Donnie wants to know what one is Paul. Well, like Dave's bar, we're all Dave, so we're all Paul. I don't know.
Does that mean we're also all Chad?
No, I don't know. I am. Yeah, we can all be Chad too.
What's up, Eddie?
Huh? I don't know.
I'm just responding to comments.
Oh, I was like, so first off, make sure you go like our page, share our live stream. When Ricky decides to get here, he's fast on the track but slow getting to the show. But
see that on a t-shirt in 2024.
Yeah. But make sure you ask him questions. It's going to be entertaining with him. He was actually our first guest that we ever had with Justin Leroy, but a little bit different this time. I'm not sitting in the truck. You're not sitting at home. We've got much better equipment.
We know what the heck. Well,
sort of.
We act like we know what we're doing.
Yes. But yeah, just make sure you comment, ask him a bunch of questions, ask us questions.
Side note, Callie says he's picking up tires. Better be pizza. That better be code word.
Code word. Yeah, Alicia told him the only excuse for being late to our show is if you're bringing pizza.
That's true. Yeah, Bubba Brooks is right. He was the only other one that was late and also didn't bring pizza.
Yeah, what the hell?
Ricky better.
We're just going to make a clause. If you're on our show, you have to bring us pizza.
Yeah, when they sign the contract.
Yep, there's a contract. Yeah, we own you now. No.
Whoa.
No. Oh, Tom, I do not miss myself in the truck. There came a point where Alicia had to get a flashlight so we could see me, and I'm like, I'm done.
Those are my favorite episodes.
I'm sure. That was terrible.
It's like all we saw was a half a nose and a cheek. It's also the name of your autobiography.
You guys. Oh, wow. We just lost like 30 followers here. Real quick, we want to thank our partners that help us do what we do. Obviously, the fans out there and all you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, we would be talking to ourselves. So huge thank you to you guys. Big thank you out to Howe, Patio, and Windows. Got it, Kenny.
With a capital Z.
Kalamazoo Speedway, Finish Line Landscape Management, Finish Line Handyman Home Repair, EMA Enterprises, Top Row Racing Media with Lewis and everything he does. And we got great crash of the week from him.
Probably one of my favorites.
Oh, it's great. And then, of course, Alicia, thank you for everything that you do. Man, and speaking of the devil, here's Ricky.
Here he is.
I think he drove by. I think he missed the entrance. That's all right.
It's hard. It's hard to see it with the big sign. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. So real quick, Springport, man, they had everything against them this weekend.
Yeah. And some.
And some. It was a mess. But they got it in from what I understand. Other than I think the mini wedges didn't.
Mini wedge, which makes sense because we got a ton of rain over the weekend. But yeah, I think they made the right call Saturday. He's going to the front entrance. All right.
Oh, he likes in the front. Oh, there's
boy.
Ricky.
Hey, Ricky
He shows
LaDuke
up. That's
is in
all
the
right.
house.
He's in the house.
Yeah.
But they called it the Michigan Mud Bowl or Michigan Mud Cup or something.
Yeah.
I've seen it all over. But they got it in for the most part.
They did.
So
I think, scratching the heat's great call.
Yep.
Run the lower features on Saturday night. And I was actually up late on a Saturday. I was up till like 10 o'clock and they were still driving the track. Yeah. So
you up past 9
on a Saturday. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wild.
Watch out, guys. Watch out for this guy.
210 cars. Lewis the Top Row just said more than any other Michigan postseason show, including the Owasso Nationals at 206.
Yeah. I mean, great car count.
That is awesome.
I mean, it's huge, and that's what the sport needs. So that's huge shout out to everyone over there at Springport for them to get that in.
And I really didn't see much bitching on Facebook, which was really nice. You know, everybody knew it was going to rain. Everyone knew it was going to be cold.
Mm-hmm.
They still had a good time. I saw the BCR boys with a band there, you know, Gannis and all them having a great time. Last week's guest, Brandon Hollis, was definitely having a good time. So I saw him watching earlier. It's good to see Brandon. Hope you're having a better day. So,
yeah. So, Top Row, Lewis just said 533.9 thousand people saw content from him Friday through Sunday.
That's huge.
That's big numbers. That's it's impressive, Lewis. That is just a reflection of what you do for this sport. So I'm just gonna say thank you again for everything you do.
Yeah. Enjoy the off season.
Yeah.
If there's one guy that's earned it.
Yeah, this one earns it. So technically there's 2 breaking newses now. Breaking newses.
News eye.
News eye. So the first one, we are going to do our fundraiser like we did last year for the Kalamazoo Cares for Kids. This time we're going to up the ante. $2,500 we get donated, and Paul and I and whoever else with the Checkers, Wreckers, and more are going to do our version of the polar plunge. We are going to run and jump into Lake Michigan, dead of the winter, where there's no ice. And we're going to do that so we can raise some money for the kids and help out with the Kalamazoo Cares for Kids this year.
Yeah, and it's a little more planned out this year. Last year, we kind of took on our little section late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're getting the ball rolling and able to give Gary and Donna the check ahead of time as opposed to after the fact.
So yeah, so we decided, we're not going to shave my head again because who wants to see that again? One time was probably enough. No,
I mean, maybe we'll just do it for fun one day. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe if we hit a secondary number, then we can do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
Fair.
So that's the first news. The second news, I know Alicia's kind of excited about this. I know a lot of people are probably excited about this. I decided I'm going to pull the street stock out for 2024 and go race M40.
Even Ricky's nodding his head in agreement with this.
It's literally probably going to be a knife at a gunfight, but I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to have fun. I'm going to get behind the wheel and see what I can't learn. So
I'm all for it. I'm thoroughly excited. It sucks seeing that thing parked all year. I get it, but I'm glad to see it coming back out of retirement.
Yeah, I mean, it was a short retirement.
They all are.
They typically are.
Whoa,
Paul retires in the fall and then unretires in the spring. But
sometimes I do a mid-season retirement for a couple weeks.
Oh goodness! So that's our news. I'm excited for it. It'll be fun. Be fun to get behind the wheel again. See what I can't mess up.
I think we'll have some fun.
Yep. So with that, let's bring on our guest of honor.
Baby.
Oh, who put
Hey
her
Ricky,
in charge?
how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Thanks for making the trek.
Of course.
As you can tell, it's been a wild Monday.
It has
It
been.
has been for me too.
Yeah, you got that old school NASCAR Winston Cup Series hat
Yeah.
on. Man,
Is that like OG vintage?
No, it's
No, one of the remakes.
Cornbread Cowboy. He's got like a store online.
Oh,
okay.
Buys a bunch of stuff like that. Yeah.
Is it really hard for you not to grab the mic and take it from me?
No.
so
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
As always, if you're watching at home and you have questions or comments for Ricky, put them on here. We'll try to get to them as they roll through. We have some good questions, though. As Chad mentioned before, Ricky was our very first guest a little over a year ago, back in the old webcam in the
webcam.
truck.
That was my phone.
Oh, in the
It's
phone.
like easier to do it that way for me, at least.
Yeah, well, a lot was
Feels
easier
more
back
official.
then. We've grown. We've grown a lot in a
grown.
year.
56 episodes, I think. Yeah, 56. So
Yeah.
I will take it. So I always ask the first question, and who is Ricky LaDuke?
I don't know. I mean, usually other people answer that. I don't know. I guess I just grew up at Otsego and grew up going out to the races. Grew up with doing a bunch of music, and I guess I'm just I don't know. I do IT for a living, so just kind of like a nerd who loves.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So I'm just like a nerd who loves music, old music, and racing. I guess
And you're in a band, correct?
not anymore.
Not anymore. You were in a band,
I
though.
was.
You were a drummer?
Yes. So
Can you play Wipeout?
yeah, that was like among the first songs that every
Yeah,
drummer
That's
learns.
why
Yeah,
I was thinking. I
that's
looked
pretty-
at
yeah.
Paul because he's like, I can play Wipeout. I'm like, okay, cool. Dale McGann wants to know what's your plans for next year. He's just jumping right in.
Yeah, my plans for next year are to go dirt racing. So I bought a dirt modified last off season. I was really going to try to get it out this year, but I learned it's really hard to just work on two cars at the same time. So I didn't get it out this year, but
So
That's the plan next
segues right into a question then. So are you done with asphalt for a while then, or are you going to
No.
do both?
I'll do both. I just won't race twice a week with a street stock. I'll just probably race. I mean, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to go dirt racing. I've got that thing and I need to do it. I need to try something new. And
Are you gonna travel or stick to one track and figure it out? What's your plan?
I don't know. I might try a couple tracks. And if I like one versus the other, I'll just go run that one a bunch. So
Dang, breaking news all over today.
That is.
sure.
That's not what I expected. So congrats. That's
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
We'll have to have you back on this time next year, and we'll recap
Yeah.
2024.
All right, go ahead, Paul.
All right, so you had a pretty big weekend. Lewis had it on here at some point. 22,000 people have seen the photo of your race car from Saturday during qualifying. So tell us, you were at Michigan Cup, Springport Speedway. Recap the weekend for us. How'd it go?
Well, I spent like every night till 3 a.m. last week in the shop, pretty much redoing my whole car so that it's CRA legal and I could go run tracks like Winchester, Nashville, CRA stuff. So I didn't really think I was going to make Michigan Cup. And then I had some buddies, Cade West, Jeremy Young, Brandon Hollis, my dad. They came over. We just thrashed on the thing. I'm really glad we did because we took it to Michigan Cup, had a bunch of issues. We got them kind of squared away, I hope. And I really just wanted to shake the car down because we're going to Winchester this weekend. So that's kind of the deal there.
So you segue real good into one of my questions.
He is. I think
So
he's looking.
We saw on Facebook. Yeah, I did see you
No,
cheating on
I'm
the
not.
test
I
here.
was just looking at you.
I saw on Facebook that you were planning to go to Winchester and having to switch over a lot of things to make your car CRA legal. Tell us about that, because I didn't realize there was that many differences between, let's say, Kalamazoo street stock and going down to Winchester for the CRA.
Yeah,
deal?
that could take the whole episode if we wanted to.
Oh,
Not the technical answer, but like the whole, a lot of the street stocks around here, and I kind of like it, but like a lot of your street stocks around here, they're running up and over late model style exhaust, aluminum interior, stuff that goes away from street stocks. So CRA says no to any of that. And if you show up to like one of their events, they're gonna make you add like 200 pounds, and you have to change it, or you can't even race the next event. CRA is super, super strict. So I redid my interior to steel. I put a whole new exhaust on the car. I had to put in like a firewall,
Dang.
because they don't allow the late model style exhaust. They don't allow the aluminum interior, aluminum doors. Everything's got to be steel roof.
okay. So that explains the whole
That's
look of
it's a
Michigan
lot of
Cup
work.
2023.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Well, good for you guys, and it
That's-
sounds like all the support you had getting that done. Because
it was tough, but we did.
that's
it.
like building a whole new car.
Something I wanted to do just this off season and then race these races next year. But I thought if I do it now, I get to do it now. And then I can just focus on like dirt car stuff,
You should take it to Florida, not your street stock, your dirt car. Maybe next year.
Well, it's because I'll do IMCA modifieds. So there
Okay.
is a big IMCA race. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll make that though, but
Donnie Bress wants to know, is your motor okay?
I believe it is. I think we just burnt up a spark plug wire. I didn't look at that at the racetrack. So we got it home Sunday and there was a spark plug wire hanging on the header. So I think that's just what it was. It just felt like it lost a little bit of horsepower and it sounded funky. I've never had a misfire, so I really don't know what it sounds like exactly. But I just pulled it in. I didn't want to chance anything.
Yep, I get that.
Smart.
Donnie says I have one in the garage.
Spark plug wire? Or a motor?
I took it as motor. so.
Maybe a motor, yeah.
So I'll jump here. So you got some big races coming up. How do you prepare for those big races like that?
This is new because there's a whole bunch of different like rules and we're gonna run radios. And you're going 3.5 hours away and you're in a really big track and it's something that you want to I guess have like a bunch of spare parts for, or just a bunch of stuff, I guess. So I don't know, there's a lot of setup changes you make to the car for a track like Winchester, and then really just kind of I've got just such a great group of friends that like, hey, can I borrow a gear? Can I borrow this just to have a spare, even though I won't use it? Stuff like that, just to have in the trailer. And I don't know, just go through the car real good and unbolt everything.
You camping?
Yes. Yep.
Nice. Hopefully the weather. I was just reading their
Yeah, I don't
their
look
press
good.
release was
I'm
a
not-
little
It
disheartening.
sucks. I hope something happens there with the weather.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good.
All right. Well, you answered this one. I was going to find out if there was any desire to move up out of the street stocks, but dirt modified, that's a damn good step in the right direction.
Yep.
Is there a dirt late model or sprint car at the end of this, or going to see how the modified works out first?
Well, we'll just see how the modified works. I mean, IMCA modifieds, you can like they're reasonable. The rules are good. They're very similar to like our asphalt street stock. So something I can do. I could never run like an asphalt late model on my own or like a sprint car or nothing like that. So I'm not a sprint car guy. I really think they're death traps. So definitely if I were to try to go anywhere, dirt late models would be the thing. I'm just a fan. I don't really watch asphalt racing. I watch dirt late models. So
I don't want to change the subject real quick. Kyle Trinkline, be sure to watch this whole episode there towards the end, bud. I think you'll enjoy it. Back to our regularly scheduled program. He raced Super Shoe in the I think it was white and orange 17
F, I believe.
just bought this late model. Yeah, put it together for Super Shoe. So,
I saw that car. Yeah.
yeah. So
We'll see it.
yeah. All right.
Inside thing. I don't know what you guys talking about.
Oh, you'll see.
Oh,
You'll
yeah.
see.
Okay.
Oh, he says, "Oh man, yeah." All right.
You'll see.
So we asked this your first episode on here if you prefer racing for wins or for points, and I remember what you said because it kind of stuck out with me that there didn't seem to be a reason to run for points. Not many guys do it anymore. You really, if you go and you show up every week, if you're running points, you're going to have a damn good finish. still feeling that way now that you got championships and all that jazz? Or are you maybe changing your tune on that one?
No, I think I still feel the same way. I mean, it just depends, I guess. Points really don't do much anymore. We had a great battle with both of the Kyles this year. And I like to raise points at Kalamazoo because all my friends and family go out there every week. And I wanted to try to, back up the thing. But I mean, with the street stock, definitely for wins, there's just, it seems like every week there's like a $5,000 to win race. And I mean, that was still more my focus this year, was just to go to Lorraine, go to Plymouth, and try to do all that. So I don't know, but see, you get into like the dirt, and they do like similar to like the NASCAR points were, where you don't have to race the same track. Every track is points sanctioned, and then it just goes to your regional points.
Yeah.
That could be fun. That might be something worth doing.
Go to the big old banquet too at the end of the year.
Like where it's not a track, but if you just race weekly and race a bunch, you're going to accrue points for a regional title or a state title. So that could be fun, but nothing really on a track per basis type thing.
And I think that is super cool for the street stocks, because I think we're all in agreement that's one of our favorite divisions that race Kalamazoo, because it puts on some of the cleanest racing, but also some of the hardest racing. Yeah. And to see all these tracks throwing huge money at that division. I mean, what was it? Plymouth had 50 some street stocks earlier this year. God, so that was super cool.
The twin Flagger Boy.
It's huge. The Flagger Boy was crazy. New Paris, I don't know what they do, but they just get so many cars.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Like even last year was not that big of a payout, and they had 58 cars.
Wow.
So it's
it's insane. So what got you? We've asked this before, but we have a lot of new followers now. What got you into racing?
Probably just a mixture of my dad and family. My grandpa was just the biggest Mark Martin fan ever. My dad was a Mark Martin fan. And then I became a Mark Martin fan. So I just watched every Sunday, and then we'd go out to Kalamazoo, watch my cousin Butchie. Then getting older as a kid, I was like a nerd, so I played like all the racing games. And then I learned about sim racing, and then that just like I wanted to do it in real life. So that's kind of.
Happy late birthday, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
So that's kind of how I got into it.
Okay. Good one.
All right. I'm kind of taking it back to the CRA side of things. So your race Kalamazoo has rules, but then you got to switch a whole bunch of stuff to go race CRA. Do you prefer to have more relaxed rules where you can go race pretty much whatever you have, or do you like those strict rules where it's actually going to get tacked week in and week out?
That's a hard question. That's a really hard question. Well, I think a lot of the CRA rules are kind of, I don't know. I don't really think they're very, I don't want to say that, I guess dumb, but no, I think I like the relaxed rules, and I feel like even, and it's tough. I'm not trying to say anything bad, but it seems like even with the relaxed rules, there still isn't a lot of stuff checked. So I like the relaxed rules. I don't think your exhaust matters. I don't think what your interior is made out of matters. I think it's just overall weight is going to be that. So
yeah, I mean, weight's weight at that point.
I think I like the stricter rules, but you're at a point to where there's so many cars that are just built that if you change them at any point, it's gonna cost people a lot of money because they got to switch their stuff.
Yep.
Then they're gonna be like, I'm gonna race here, and then they're gonna go somewhere that allows it. It's just that'd be a mess. So in reality, I like the strict rules, but I think right now you have to have the relaxed rules.
Yeah, I agree.
You look at CRA's car count; it's down.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Street stocks, yeah.
I mean, even late models for that.
I mean, I don't really pay a lot of attention to it, but I know street stocks for sure.
Right. Donnie wants to know cousin Butchie who?
Butchie Glass.
There you go, Donnie.
I'm sure he knows.
He's just probably messing with you, huh? Tyler McGann says Super Shoe was your first race, wasn't it?
Super Shoe is my first, ever in my life? What do you mean?
You'll have to clarify that, Tyler. Let's go with ever in your life.
No, it wasn't.
He says no, it wasn't.
No, Mark Campbell let me drive a flip-flop front-wheel drive for 4 or 5 weekends, and then we took it to Super Shoe, and that was the first year I ever got to drive a race car.
Nice.
Brandon
And-
Hollis. Oh,
Nope,
go.
You got this.
All
Nope,
right.
you got.
Brandon Hollis says, why number 96? And what is your relationship with Matt Corliss?
Oh. Well, no, that's a good one. 96. No, 96 is I don't know. I still grew up going out there a lot to Kalamazoo. Well, I think I don't know. I was a fat kid, and there was a McDonald's car number 96. And
Same,
I
bro.
think I like that car a lot because because I'm talking real little. So I really like that car. And then just through the years, I'm like, there's no number 96. So I just took it, I guess. And then like with the sim racing stuff, like I made my number, I made it. I designed it. So I'm like, oh, it looks really cool. And I just stuck with it.
I honestly, no offense, because it is a cool number, but Jeremy Young's duct tape job really stood out this weekend.
It did. Yeah, it was great. And then of course, Matt Corliss is kind of back to the end of why I got into racing. Before I met Matt, I was like, I loved it. But then when I got into like middle school, teen years, I really got into sim racing. I met him through like running this local series league. And then he took me to Eldora with him and his kids. And just ever since then, we were just like real close. And I don't know. I think he's really the main reason like I drive the way I do, I think, because I just watched him, ever since I just started really going out to the track as a teenager, more on my own. I watched him race every time. And so he's a big deal. He's a big part of why I'm doing this.
Callie says you're in a very committed relationship with him.
With him?
Yeah.
I am.
So we kind of went back a little bit on points racing. Do you prefer award banquets or end of the year parties?
Well, it'd be the same thing, right?
Could be.
Okay. Maybe
Usually
this
get
is
the
how I
banquet and then you
took
party
it.
after, right?
Well, I took it like a formal points dinner or
Formal
whatever
versus
like just a hangout.
Like
get
kind of like the
trophies.
track did a couple years
formal,
back
for
with
sure.
the band and all that.
Formal, for sure.
Formal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they used to do it at the Radisson. They used to do it at like Western. I got to go to like 2 of the ones at Western when I was in the front wheel drives. I don't know. Like, it was pretty cool seeing a bunch of hillbillies all dressed up, going to Radisson, going to Western. I really that was fun.
And
I really like formal things. I mean, it's cool.
to me, it made it feel accomplished.
I was
like,
just about to say, makes you feel like you're part of something more than just like, I don't know, some like little club. Makes you really feel like you're doing something official.
That's
So,
good answer.
yeah,
That's
I
100%
really
agree.
miss those a lot. So
Donnie agrees with you.
yeah.
So, all right, Paul, go ahead.
all right. Totally doing a 180 here on questions. What's your best Gary Howe story?
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh.
No, I really don't have I don't really have a lot.
Have you ever been yelled at by him? No.
I don't think so.
Not over the racing
don't-
or anything. He's never got
No,
on there and yelled at you.
Not to me.
Man, the first time my street stock, he got on the racing and yelled at me.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I don't really. No, I really don't. He's definitely a great dude, and he's. I guess I just really liked the banquets, and he really just did a killer job at doing those, and we always had a good time, and he always would make us laugh at the banquets. He'd always say some funny stuff, I don't know. I don't really have a good story.
Tyler hits it. Go ahead.
Yep. Has Gary ever been yelled at by you?
Yeah. Like, not bad, but yes.
Good question. Good question.
Good
Tyler.
one. So, Brandon, that's one of my questions, but I will go ahead and read it from you. He wants to know who is the toughest guy or competition to race with at the big races and weekly races.
Well, yeah, if you're just looking for the one person overall, definitely Austin Maynard. That's just the fastest street stock in our area, maybe in the country. Like, that is super hard. It's really hard to beat him. It's literally like no matter what track you go to, he's just the fastest guy. But a lot of like my good friends, like I'm really blessed because a lot of my good friends, or maybe it's not blessed because they're hard to race against, but a lot of my good friends, they're all fast. I mean, Jeff Town, Andy Rutherford finished 1 and 2 at Michigan Cup. Jeremy finished like second, won a race last year. He was super hard to race against. A lot of my friends are like just as competitive. So I think it's just really cool that we have a good group of us and we're all like fast, top 5 everywhere we go.
We've talked about this before. It seems like in the street stock division, anyone can win.
We used to, like, most of us parked in turn 3 and 4, like 5 of us, and we're just all in the top 5 or all finishing up there. So it's like really cool to see.
Andrew Rutherford said, "Aw."
But Austin's always got us beat. It's really something what he's doing with that car.
So Callie wants to know, once the modified is finished, will you focus more of your racing on the mod or the street stock?
For next year, definitely the mod. I mean, yeah, it'd be something new, and I like to show up with the best car that I can race. So it's definitely gonna be the mod. I know a little bit of what to do with the street stock, so I can
just a little.
Just a
little.
I mean, I'm not winning like Austin Maynard, so not enough.
No, but
so like but enough where I can just have fun with it. But the mod, I'll probably definitely focus on.
That makes sense.
All right. What's a track you'd prefer never to go race at again?
Oh, geez, you're really throwing it out there.
Yeah.
For emerging thing.
It could be for any reason. You just don't run well there. Shitty food, whatever.
That's a big one.
That's a hard question because there's I don't know.
That many.
Well, I don't want to say it. I've never had a track where I hate it. Or I guess we could just talk about the actual track, and if you can't pass, I definitely really did not like Lorraine at all. But the event was amazing. The dude running the event was amazing, and I'll still go back, but you just cannot pass at that track. It's just such a bottom feed. You lose 2 positions just in one corner into 3 and 4 there. At least we did this year. I mean, I just did not. But the event is great. The competition's great. Although I think every car got in a wreck in that race, it seemed like. So everything about the event was great, but based on the in the race experience, that was probably the worst that I hated a track.
That's honestly a damn good answer.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Harley Footrell wants to know, race at Hartford?
Maybe. I know they run UMP. I'm trying to go more IMCA route, but I'm sure it wouldn't be that much of a disadvantage. So possibly. But I'm going to try to stick with IMCA stuff and really run those races.
So since Paul just picked your brain on that one, so what's one rule you would change if you were a track owner?
In what, a car or a race?
Anything. If you're a track owner, what's the first rule you are going to change as that track owner?
Yeah, I feel like I could have 100 answers for this, but I guess I'll just go with the first one that comes to my head is single file restarts on a weekly night. The choose rule is just I do enjoy it, but just single file restarts on weekly racing.
We got the boo thing ready to go here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, really. I think on a big race, definitely double file.
Literally, my next question
or
was
standard double file. But
my next question was, what's your thoughts on Madhouse restarts?
well, I think they're needed. Well, I think they're really needed for tracks like Galesburg or Springport or M40. It's coined after the Bowman Gray Madhouse because you start in the second groove and you're gonna go friggin' to the back. So I think definitely I don't hate it, but I just don't think Kalamazoo needs it. You can do a standard restart. There's 2 grooves. I mean, some guys aren't as good in the second groove as they are on the bottom, but there's still 2 grooves.
I asked that question because it was probably early in the summer. We talked about that, and I wanted to kind of get your brain on that one again. So that's it makes sense. And I thought about that after you said that about Kalamazoo doesn't need it. It's great to see sometimes because you have guys that can pick up 4 or 5 positions just on one restart, but I get it where it's not necessarily needed. So
I really think it's really needed at tracks like Springport or Galesburg because I've been in a race where you kind of make your way through the front, passing everybody on the bottom, and then I made it to second, and then we had to restart with a few laps to go, and there was just nothing I could do because I was on the top, and then there's somebody that third place car is going to fill that gap. You're not going to be able to get down, and I finished third. I think a track like that, Madhouse, really works because if you're in second, it's what I did at M40. because I knew Brock couldn't do anything with Kyle Santora, and I knew I could stay there enough to.
Yep.
I mean, I was in second, but I chose third because there's just no top groove.
I went to your trailer after that race and said, dude, why'd you do that?
Exactly. I mean, that's why I like that at those types of tracks. But
It's a good answer.
Yeah, that's
a very
great
good answer. All right. Do you like the normal Friday night 30 lap features, 35 lap features, or do you like those 50 lap, maybe a little bit longer?
I like the normal Friday night. I mean, I think the longer the feature, you just got to pay more. So I don't think you could have 50 lap feature without it being like a bigger event, at least in street stocks.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, 35 laps is great.
Tyler McGann wants to know, was this year your toughest field of competition you've ever raced against in general, no particular track?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I would say last year was the same competition when you traveled around. But then, yeah, definitely this year, Kyle Van Sparentak, Kyle Ribble stepped their game up a lot. And they were really tough to beat all the time. I really felt like they both had faster cars than me every week. I could just get to the front sometimes and pull off a win. And yeah. So definitely this year was tougher.
Okay, that's a good one. So since you took my Madhouse question, what would your favorite short track be to race at and just to be a fan at?
Definitely Kalamazoo, without a doubt.
To race and be a fan at?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Well, you don't get a track like that, I don't think, anywhere. Truly, it's the best track in the country so far that I've seen on asphalt. Kind of rivals with like Rockford. Rockford's really characteristic, which sucks because they're closing down.
Yeah.
But I've just never seen a track where you can run two grooves. You can drive in the third groove, get such a huge runoff, watching, Corliss and Buddy Head and all them guys throughout the years just do that in the top groove.
Yep.
But then when you're out front, you got to run the bottom. You got to run the racing groove. Like, I don't know, reminds me similar to like a dirt track where you can like search for grip and you can actually feel a little bit of the grip up there. But then when you, as a fan too, you go to Berlin, you go to all these other tracks and they're just single file bottom feeding grooves.
Yep.
You are not wrong.
So that's why it truly is.
That's why we love it.
Yep.
So.
Yep. That's good.
All right. What was your favorite moment from 2023? If you had to pick just one.
Of course, that was winning the Rumble.
The Rumble?
Yeah. Yep, that was great. That was I want to win like all the big name races, and that was just one of them, and it was just like it was cool to say I could finally do that,
Hell yeah.
All
It was
right.
a fun race.
It was,
Damn
dude.
fun.
That's kind of an example of like why I really like Kalamazoo, because when I fell back to third a little bit, I was in like the middle of the track and my car was tight there, and I moved up one more groove in 1 and 2, and it just had so much drive out of 2 that I could get back around Brandon for the win. I mean, that's why I really like Kalamazoo.
All right. You and Jeremy Young are running side by side. It's a white flag. There's $10,000 to win. How aggressive are you getting with them?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't like wrecking people for a win, so I have to figure out how to. I guess I'd treat it like it's anybody else. I mean, I'm sure he would too. It's
And I think you guys
depends
did
on
it
what
last
second
year.
place
Yeah.
pays though. But no, I don't ever really care about that. You want to win a race. I guess it depends on where I'm at. If I'm on the bottom, if I'm on the top.
All right.
That's a tough answer, but I would imagine it just depends. If I drove,
Nope.
well,
Oh my God. Shots fired.
yeah. So there's that. We didn't do that with Andy.
Yeah.
So
Racing's racing.
no, shit happens,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Toby says I would put Kyle Ribble shit in the fence. Jeez, Toby. All right. Well, this just went woo. All right. That's Go ahead, Paul.
I have one left, and it kind of piggybacks off your question that's at the back there. So,
So I guess I just have one question left too, because he answered that one for me. I want you to go back to younger Ricky LaDuke. You can go rookie, you can go younger, whatever it is. One piece of advice that you would give him.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Let the crickets answer that one. I don't know.
Anything you
That's
would
tough.
change?
Just try to get into a rear-wheel drive sooner, maybe. I mean, I don't know how I could have done it, but just try to get into a rear-wheel drive sooner, because it's just better experience if you're trying to, do anything with racing. It's better experience.
all right, what's the best piece of advice you were ever given when you started racing?
Don't get in a front wheel drive.
Well, they always say get out of them as quick as you can. I would say it's definitely something Matt Corliss has told me. And it's not really a thing. There was a race last year that, we qualified great, started in the back. My car was a little loose or whatever. I didn't really think I could drive it in that far. I finished 7th. Corliss comes down and he just chews my ass and is just livid. It's hilarious too, because I have a sponsor with me who doesn't know him. And like the sponsor's like, I thought he did great. And it was hilarious, and because that's Corliss. He's gonna, tell me how it is. And he's like, you need to drive the car in 4 car lengths deeper on the top. Because like I was driving it in on the top right with everybody else. And then I'd probably get a better run off, but like I didn't really go anywhere in traffic. So he told me you need to drive it in. If it gets loose or you hit the freaking wall, then you know not to drive it in that hard the next. Like he wanted to drive it in as hard as possible. And it doesn't really translate to Galesburg, but the next day I went and won at Galesburg. So it was, and then the week after that I won at Kalamazoo. And
Damn.
and I did kind of learn that like at Kalamazoo, you really have to send it in there just a mile into 3. And I think I won like the last 3 races after he told me that at Kalamazoo for the season. So
It's good advice then.
That is damn
anything
good
that he
advice.
tells me is like probably the best advice. So
Yeah, Jaden just said Matt was one of the best around when he drove. So can't argue that one either.
yeah, absolutely.
So we play this new game with our guests now.
My favorite part of this
It's
show.
called word association.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah, you
look.
can't
look.
look.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't look at these. So I'm going to give you a word. I want the first response that comes to mind. It's got to be like,
Yeah, I'll try.
all right. You ready?
Yep.
Green,
Go.
food,
Chicken tenders.
drink,
Coke.
beer,
Coors.
music,
Country.
band,
Country music. I don't know.
country.
Bands. That was the next word. Country.
Yep.
USA.
State,
Michigan.
track,
Kalamazoo.
driver,
Matt Corliss.
fast,
Matt Corliss.
slow.
Don't make me do that one. Prius.
What?
Prius.
Like the car?
Yeah, I'm not gonna call people slow.
Like, wait, is there somebody at the track I don't know?
Prius.
Cheater.
Yeah, I don't want to do that either.
I
don't
love
know,
this game.
NASCAR.
Okay. The goat.
Matt Corliss.
Dirt.
Bobby Pierce.
Asphalt.
Bubba Pollard.
Clash.
Kalamazoo.
NASCAR.
Sucks, kind of.
I think the last 2 have been sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
still like
yeah.
to support NASCAR, but it's definitely sucks lately.
Well done.
This
well
is
done.
why I like word association, because sometimes like you almost blurted something like
Yeah.
people love it. So that's all the questions we got for you. We always ask our guests if they want to hang out and watch the final few segments here. You're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sure.
So this is perfect. So our next segment is Top Row Racing Media Crash of the Week. I don't know if you can hear us, Kyle, but here you go, bud.
That was a rough early race wreck for those guys. Good part too. Springport, I believe this was last weekend.
Numbers.
Oh yeah.
Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness. Woo! Greatness, yeah, it feels like greatness.
Kyle, I know your painty comment still hurts. That was a beautiful car, and I have no doubt you guys will get her back together. But man, that was a rough weekend for you, man. Just got to come back next year, redo it.
Yep, I agree. So now, this might become my favorite segment. You girls ready? Come on over here. I'll hit it over here.
Who's your daddy? Come on, you know who your daddy is. Who's your daddy? Dargo, tell him who his daddy is.
I'm your daddy.
You gotta do Dad of the Week.
Throw your hands in the air if you the true player. To the homies getting money, playing fellas like dummies. You got a gun up in your waist, please don't shoot up the place. Cause I see some ladies tonight that should be having my baby.
So since Chad jumped the gun on that one, this is new Dad of the Week. Me and Alicia are taking over this part. As you can tell, Mr. AJ Foote won that. So Chad wrote this, mind you. AJ has been around racing, the racing world for quite some time. A few years ago, his boys, Anthony and Bentley, started racing mini wedges, which started shifting AJ's mindset towards the boys' racing career. Unless on his fast forward to 2023. Bam and Anthony both race zoo stocks at Kalamazoo Speedway. AJ has pushed his own racing hobby aside so the boys can pursue theirs. I have watched AJ multiple times during the boys' race, and the love and excitement that he shows during those races show just how great of a dad he is. And for that, we salute you for being our Dad of the Week.
Woo! So I'll follow that up. Congrats, AJ. AJ and those boys have saved my ass at the track a few times. Mainly championship night last year when we broke a left front shock and pace laps, and I was getting ready to get out of the car and thinking our season was done. And here come the boys running with a shock off somebody's car, and AJ and Chad are yelling at me to get back in the car. So, yeah, that family, the boys, fantastic boys, man. The sport's in great hands with them. And that's probably my favorite moment from this year when Bam won that heat race early on. Man, that was the pure emotion that came out. Damn, great times.
Yeah, and it's not even that. Even with Anthony, winning. It was huge. Like just the emotion, like, and I've talked numerous times that tracks would die to have those moments at their tracks.
Yep.
Like that could be a lifesaver to most tracks. So, AJ, congratulations. You got out, you outvoted me. There was a point I'm thinking, okay, this is going to look good. I'm going to win the first one. And then boom, AJ just vote after vote. I'm like, okay, that works too. So AJ, congratulations. EMA Enterprises has sponsored this again. So once we get those gift cards, I'll be sending you a gift card to one of their, God, they have 4 locations now, right?
Yep. And shout out to Taylor and EMA for jumping back on board without even really, she just did it voluntarily. She saw the new segment get posted on there and wanted to be a part of it. So great people. Make sure you tip well when you go there and enjoy the food.
Yep. It's very, very good food. Liz's I like Liz's. You like Michelle's.
Yeah, Michelle's close to my house. So
yeah. So you guys, it's been a fun night, a fun, entertaining night. Thank you again, Ricky, for showing up and hanging out with us and having some laughs.
Didn't bring pizza though. We'll get you next time.
Yeah, we're gonna make a clause.
That's good. We had a plan. We had a plan to just rotate out. So
yeah.
All right.
Thank you, ladies, for doing the Dad of the Week. It was a little awkward. We'll plan that a little bit better for you guys next time. But yeah, so I want to thank everyone again for tuning in, supporting us every week. You guys support us. You guys come in flocks, and we can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with us on your Mondays. Hopefully, we can make your Mondays just a little bit better than what they typically are. Again, thank you to our partners, Howe, Patio, and Window, Kalamazoo Speedway.
Windows.
I did it again, didn't I?
With a Z.
Finish Line Landscape Management, Finish Line Handyman Home Repair, EMA Enterprises, Lewis at Top Row Racing Media, and Alicia for everything you do. And Emily, thank you for helping with Dad of the Week. Anything you got before we?
Yeah, 2 things. Lewis, thanks again. It was great. Didn't go to Springport. I was watching the weather. Just didn't want to make the trip, to be honest with you. But it's great to keep tabs all season everywhere. I hope you get some much needed rest. You deserve it after the last few weekends. And I was told that in October, every poop you have is called a spooky dookie. So take that information and enjoy your Monday night.
Did we really just talk about?
We did.
Oh,
we did. Spooky dookies.
Spooky dookies.
Are you done?
Okay, guys. Make sure you check in with your friends and family. The ones who need the most help are typically the ones that don't want your help. Sometimes all it takes is just an open ear to help somebody through a rough time. With that, guys, we love y'all.
Thanks for tuning in. Woo! Woo! That was rough.